I'm here with my friend Alison Lewis. Check out her bio in the caption to get to know a little bit more about her. Topic today is about working from home. You know, Alison, for the past about year and a half now, we both have been working from home. You know, there have been some benefits to that, and there have been some challenges to that, which I'm sure most people out there would agree. So share with us a little bit, what have been some of the challenges for you as you were working from home?
Oh yeah, so working from home specifically for me wasn't a huge change because I had worked from home from a previous job. However, for me, this time around, the challenge really came after 3 months where it wasn't like we're going back. So I had to physically move my space from my living space into a separate space so that I could create that work-life balance of I'm going to work and then I'm doing my personal life, because I started to just work a lot because there was nothing else to do. So having that dedicated space where I could go log into my computer and then shut the door when I was ready to leave was super big for me. And I didn't really do that until June.
Right.
And I wish I had done it sooner.
Yeah, and I can completely relate, because for me as well, you know, that's been a struggle, and it's still a struggle today, right? Having that balance to say, and having the discipline to say, hey, it's time, it's the end of the day, I need to log off, that's it, I'm done. Because it just seems like now we're accessible at all times. The computer's right there, you can log in at any time to do your work. And, you know, that distinction is almost blurred at this point. So aside from you moving, right, and creating that dedicated space for you to work out of, what are some other things that you did, or some other challenges that maybe you faced but were able to overcome? And what are some tips that you can share with everyone? Because I'm sure many people are struggling with the same.
Yeah, of
stuff.
course.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I really did was I made sure I walked every day on lunch. Whether it was snowing here in Buffalo, because it does get cold, I had my jacket, I had my walking boots. I made sure I took at least a 30-minute to 40-minute walk outside to get fresh air. Because working from home and nothing to do at the same time, because where we live, everything was shut down and restaurants had capacity limits. You had to minimum time at tables, so you couldn't really do much, and things booked up quickly. So I didn't get out of the house a lot. The times that I would go to my parents just to get a different change of scenery.
Exactly.
And I had a lot of friends that were being very safe and staying home because of COVID too, so I didn't get to really interact with anybody outside my family bubble, because my sister was also pregnant. So it was interesting, to say the least. So I made sure that I would walk and get outside and get fresh air, and then I would also was very mindful of who I was following on social media, who I was engaging with in social media, and I started to listen to different just people that I thought were inspirational or could keep my mind sane.
Right.
And I felt like I needed something more. So in addition to doing that, I started doing yoga.
Nice. And
I started going to therapy. And therapy has been really big for me, and I think it was big because I finally was like, you know, I just want to go talk to somebody to make sure I'm staying mindful.
Yeah.
And it's not that I was embarrassed about it, but I was, because I don't want people to talk about me going to therapy or why I'm going to therapy.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's for me to feel better about decisions I've made and coping with working from home, trying to make sure that I don't feel guilty about leaving my computer after work to go meet my friends or go to my sister's house to see my nephews. And that guilt of not being accessible all the time from being accessible was a lot. So there's a lot of emotions that happen.
Such a conflict.
From home. Like before it was like, oh, what else am I going to do? So I might as well work. Now I'm like burnt out. So now I need to create that boundary again. And helping talking to somebody outside of your friend group is
Huge.
gives
Yes.
a huge difference, a different perspective.
Yes,
So-
for sure. And I'm so glad you opened up about that and you shared that with us, Allison, because I too, during the pandemic, it was a struggle towards the beginning because I kept ingesting the news. I kept listening to all the negative talk and all the scary stuff that was happening, the amount of people dying. I'm so like watching that every single day, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, you know, watching the governor speak every day, telling us how many people are in the hospital, how many people are dying. Like that really got to me, and it got to so many of my friends who I know. So like you, I too, you know, had started working with a therapist to just deal with some of those emotions, because not only are you stuck at home, but you're also stuck with your thoughts.
Right.
Thoughts maybe you haven't maybe contemplated before because you've been so busy running around, going to work, you know, doing this and that. So we really never had time to pause and reflect on who we are as people, what we want, or maybe some pain and struggles that we have been pushing down, right?
Yeah.
For years and years and years, because we didn't have time to think about it, frankly.
Right.
And now we had all this time. You know, we really need to start normalizing therapy in all communities. I know in some communities it is pretty taboo to, you know, still to tell people that you're going to therapy, that you're, and this was incredible. Thank you so much. So to summarize really quickly, make sure you get out and walk, so physical exercise, create those boundaries, you know, set that extra time, that extra space, I should say, where you can work and be focused and really set those limits on when you'll be working. And third, take care of your inner self. Therapy is so helpful to overcome some trials and difficulties that you may be going through or experiencing. So did I summarize it correctly?
Oh yeah, you're awesome. That's why I like you. You get it right the first time.
Hey, I tried. So thanks guys, and listen, stay tuned because we're giving a shout out to a local business. So every video I'll be giving a shout out to a local business that we really encourage you guys to go and check out. Right now we are at Mon Ami Cafe and Restaurant. So cheers to you, Allison. They have amazing drinks and amazing space. So we'll do a quick tour for you guys. Again, check it out. Check out their website and make sure you visit them. Thanks and be well.